Hello, hello, darling loyal Sundrops. It is January 4th, and we are your hosts. I am Rachel.
And I'm Maggie. Happy 2023.
We're back. It was very weird not being here for a couple of weeks. It really was. I'm so sorry. But it was very, very helpful for me. I know, Mags, you did some traveling. I was doing shopping for my family. My husband has a very large family, so we did a lot of family things. So it was nice. It was a really nice downtime. I think, and I love the love you guys kept showing us too. Like even when we didn't have episodes, and I feel so bad because did you see on Instagram, Maggie? A couple people were like, "Dude, I literally went to go listen," and I was like, "Oh,
yeah, but that's so great that it's a part of y'all's routine. It really means a lot to us. Yeah. I know that Rachel and I are going to be doing some shout outs today. We're going to share some stats before we get into our episode. So I'd like to take it away, Rachel. First of all, I hope everybody had a happy holiday season and a start of a wonderful new year. But y'all, in the last episode of 2022, I called y'all out. I said, who's watched every episode of Dropping Into Happiness? And we have 17 of you who let us know. So these folks are special shout out to Tom R, J Brown, Jessica L, Lisa C-F, Amanda R, Pat V, woohoo, Julie A, Yesenia R, Scott R, Katie M, P, Maria, T.E. Nicole W, Carrie, Rachel S, Melody H.K, Becky G.W, and Rebecca W. So shout out Sundrops. Y'all are the real MVPs of 2022. And I know that we'll create even more loyal Sundrops in 2023. So how exciting. And if you're new here, y'all, we have over now 51 episodes to check out. So get to it. Chop, chop.
Well, and you know what's fun? Somebody who even reached out, one of those loyal ones that you listed, one of them reached out and said, I happened to hear about it from somebody else on Connect. So on Connect is WW's social media. So they had just happened to see it on there and they're like, I'm going to check this out. Listen to one episode and just has heard all of them now. So yay for sharing that love, guys. Because seriously, if anybody ever thought like, oh, I wanted to give Maggie and Rachel a Christmas gift, y'all giving us the gift of like word of mouth, of a review, of following our socials. That is a gift to us. That really is. Because then we know that you're there. I mean, you guys, I feel kind of selfish. I was going to say, you guys are the ones we do this for. Honestly, I feel like we were the ones we do it for, and y'all just came along our journey. But it's been so fun to build this community with you guys, and I'm just having so much fun. And some of you guys have started to reach out regularly, so I feel like we're like making friends with you guys too, which was so fun to do throughout 2022, and for you guys to be along for our journey, our ups, our downs, because it's never going to be perfect, right? And I want people to realize that. I was even thinking the other day, if somebody asked me, oh, what's your podcast about? I mean, I've said in the past, oh, it's a health and wellness podcast. But then even to narrow that down, I was really thinking about it. I was like, honestly, I feel like I just want everyone to realize how real the journey is. It's never, we won't all look like Jillian Michaels. We're not all going to be motivated all the time. It's not always going to be perfect. We're not always going to pass up on the cookies, and that's okay. And I think that's what a lot of our podcast is about, is normalizing the it's okay to not be okay part of the journey. And I love that we can do that with you guys. So yes, thank you to our loyal Sundrops and to the new ones. If you happen to be new, a Sundrop is you. I've had somebody even ask that. They're like, what's a Sundrop? You guys are. I swear we voted on it. We placed a vote, and that's what the top one came to, was what our loyal fans are, and you guys are Sundrops. So when we reference Sundrops, we are referencing you.
Right.
But like Maggie said. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Rachel's going to get into the details of all of our stats and our various platforms. Really, the best way, like Rachel was saying, it costs $0, 0 points, 0 calories to support any content creator that you appreciate, is to like their things, comment on their things, download or save their things, and share their things. So even if you are a really loyal listener and you always hit the thumbs up, keep hitting the thumbs up, because all of that really adds up and it makes the biggest impact in terms of our reach. So we really appreciate the time y'all take to do that every episode.
When we get reviews, the algorithm sees that people are listening, and then it serves it to more people too. So then we can only expand our community and our love and all of that. But yes, so some of our stats from 2022, which we are so psyched about, we hit 500 followers on YouTube. So yeah, for those that don't know, you can go onto YouTube and watch me and Maggie, because I mean, if you're watching right now, I'm very hand animated. I talk with my hands a lot, and I just thrown this out there. Maggie likes to have props. I mean, I'm just saying, Maggie usually likes to show you guys things.
I always have a prop.
So it's always fun to do. Yeah. So we hit 500 followers on YouTube. We have 117 on Facebook, which I honestly wasn't trying to have a Facebook, but I had to have it in order to do the Insta. And so, yeah, if you're on our Facebook, that's always fun too. But we also have over 1,000 followers on Instagram, about 46 on Twitter. Not a big Twitter person myself, but hooray for Twitter.
Twitter might explode soon. I don't know, but
I don't know. And then TikTok, we have almost 250 followers on TikTok. We hit over 52,000 downloads for 2022. That's insane. For a new podcast. That's insane. I kept trying to look at what would be a good amount of downloads for the year. And everything I looked up was saying, oh, if you have 50 downloads per episode per year, that's really good. And I was like, we crushed it, guys. We totally crushed it this year. So thank you for all of the likes, the follows, the reviews, the recommendations, all of it. You guys are awesome.
So exciting. Thank you all so much.
Yes. Okay. I know. I feel like I have so much energy still because I'm so excited. Back. But the first one, I know, first one of this year. So I think I picked this topic because it was something I was thinking about. Because, getting into the new year, getting into what I'm looking to do. And I wanted to find my balance again. So I thought that would be kind of a good conversation for us to have. I know we've referenced it here and there, but I really want to dig into balance today. Why we have balance, how we have it, if we've fallen off of it, how we have reinvented our balance. Because for those that are new, Maggie and I lost our 100 pounds during lockdown. Well, during lockdown, my wellness was my full-time job. And then once I got my full-time job back, not so much. And I ended up putting some of the weight back on. So I have now had to readjust what balance looks like for me. Did you feel like that, Maggie? Because you also had a lot of time off when the schools were shut down, and then had to readjust that balance also.
Right. Yeah. I've definitely experienced some different shifts in my routine and what balance looks like for me. And I think one of the big takeaways that I would hope to provide for this episode is that your balance can look different in different seasons, and it's okay. Yeah. It doesn't have to look the same from, last year or the year before or what have you, because we're constantly having to adjust. And we have an episode from last year about adjusting schedules and things like that. Yeah. And so definitely, I was locked down and not teaching, and then took a new job in a new city teaching hybrid, students in my classroom, students over Zoom in a brand new city, moved back, thought I wasn't going to teach, did WW full time. Then I taught a little bit, did WW full time. Then now I teach full time and do WW a little bit. So it's constantly this evolving idea. What does balance mean? So what do you think balance just means to you, Rachel, if we were to define balance in the health and wellness lens? Let's say that.
I was thinking about this last night. So I truly think that when I can seek balance is when I have to look at my reality versus my expectations, right? I have to look at what I would like to do with what I have to do. I have to go to work. I have to get my kids to and from school. But I would like to work out every day and drink 60 ounces of water and make sure I have my fruits and veggies get in there. So these are things I would like to do with my reality of what I have to do. Because like I said, when I was on lockdown, I didn't have to do a lot of these things. My kids were homeschooled. My kids were, you know what I mean? I didn't have to go into the office. So when I would get the kids going in the morning, I would wake up, get their breakfast, get them in class. And while they were in their first class, I'd go for a 2 to 3 mile walk run. I would work out in the living room. And then all of that had to shift when I was going into the office. Well, because now if I want to work out in the morning, I have to get up at 5 a.m. Is that a realistic expectation? Is that something that I could or couldn't do? So I've started to work out when I get off of work in the afternoon now before I pick up kids from school. And it's just, yeah, because I think that is what can be so overwhelming for some of us. I know I have a couple people in mind that used to be in my workshops who that is the struggle. There's so many of our obligations that take up all of this time and our brain power too, our effort. But they're like, but I want to do these things. I want to do these things. So we have to be able to figure out what that looks like. Because maybe it doesn't look like an hour-long workout session anymore. Maybe it looks like 2 30s. Mm-hmm. Maybe it looks like 4 15s. Because that all benefits. It really does. So I've had to really do that this year. And that's what I'm really looking to nail down in 2023. Because I have been working out in the afternoons and I find myself too often being like, oh, well, I really got to go to the grocery store. And so that's because I got to feed my family. So I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to not hit the gym today. And I can't keep doing that. So, yeah,
I love what you said about what we have to do versus what we want to do. I actually, my friend Ivana, who was a guest on our podcast,
love her.
She put a little blurb on her stories today, the day we're recording, that said, wellness is, and it was filling in the blank. And I said, prioritizing a little bit of what you need and prioritizing a little bit of what you want. And that, it's very similar to what you just identified as balance. For me, I think about balance in terms of our activity routine. I'm a all-in kind of girly. I, have a habit of setting these extreme goals and, it's balance and being comfortable with taking a rest day and working those in as a part of the regular routine, intentional rest. Or when it comes to the food pillar, not thinking, okay, everything has to be salads, lean proteins, and smoothies. There's a mixture of some of those things and the things that I know I really want, which sometimes is Doritos or, like a chocolate chip cookie. And so looking at balance, okay, what do I do the majority of the time? What do I do consistently? And then what do I sprinkle in so that really balance ties into sustainability and maintaining, right? Because if we let one thing teeter more than the other, then eventually something's going to give. So I really try to check in with myself and ask, is what you're doing realistic? Is it something you could continue doing for the rest of your life? And I've said that before in podcasts, and it always sounds so extreme. And someone said, like, Maggie, like, come on, that sounds really intense. But I mean, if you ask yourself that question, then, and you're really thinking like, okay, could I do this until I'm 80 years old or beyond? Then you really start to think like, okay, I might want to sprinkle in something a little bit different here, like take a day off or, have the pizza or whatever the case may be.
I feel like that's going to be our new term for 2023. #sprinkles. Yeah. Right? Because so we have to think about like what we do the majority of the time and then sprinkling in those things we love, like the like the Doritos, and like I love pizza. I'm a super, for those that will get the reference, I'm such a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I will eat pizza in a heartbeat. You offer me pizza, I will take it. I don't even care if it's not the kind of pizza I like. I love pizza. But like #sprinkles. So those moments that we are like, oh, cool, now I'm going to sprinkle in these things that are for me, that I love, that I enjoy, because I should still have these things. #sprinkles. I'm digging it. So whenever we have those moments, I want to utilize that #sprinkles.
I love that. I think I've heard this on TikTok, this whole idea, and it was a dietitian talking about their relationship with food and, the versus what you want versus what you need. And it was like they had, a plate of chicken nuggets or something because they really wanted chicken nuggets, or maybe it was like pizza roll-ups or something like. And then she was like, okay, so I want this. This is what I want. Yes. So I'm going to fulfill that want. But I know my body needs and would benefit from, this kale side salad. So I'm having both, right? And I'm like, that's such a fun way to look at it,
Yeah.
And you make it more realistic, and you're thinking about, okay, what am I adding in versus what are all the things that I'm taking away? And so getting curious about, okay, well, what do I really want? And then how could I incorporate that with something that I know my body needs or my mental health needs, right? And what that would benefit from. So, by the way, I am on TikTok now. I haven't posted my first TikTok, but I have a TikTok and I'm following and like learning things from TikTok. So that was a big update in my social media world. I also, speaking of social media, I think about how I would like to have balance with my social media consumption and content creation, because I've probably talked about this in podcasts before, but I have spent many hours on my phone every single day, and recognizing like, okay, maybe responding to this message at 10 p.m. when I should be like having my quality time with my partner is not a great representation of balance. So getting curious. So I know one of the questions you had was like, have you ever been thrown off balance? I feel like, just coming out of off the holiday season, I felt off balance because I was eating a lot of things that were not a part of my regular routine, a lot of things that I loved, and then a lot of things that I did mindlessly that I don't know if they were worth it necessarily, but, practicing grace. And, not moving. Like I went from being active 6 days a week to I didn't work out like 5 days in a row. And I'm like, that's going off, completely in a different direction. And so all of those moments are normal. Like it's very normal for us as individuals, especially that time of year, to not have our normal routine. I was traveling, I was visiting family. It was super cold and snowy and I'm not used to that anymore. So like, you have to practice grace, but it's totally normal for those things to happen. So it's like, okay, do I flip the switch and immediately go back to my old routine, or do I just like ease myself back into it so I can balance some things out?
I have a question. Yeah. So I did very similar, like during probably just the last couple of weeks, is that really got me, where I was just really eating, like you said, eating mindlessly and not getting to the gym. And I feel like I do that every year. And I don't know why, but for some reason this year, bing, my light bulb went off about why. Why was I eating mindlessly? Why am I not going to the gym? And I wonder if anybody has actually really thought about that. Because sometimes we're like, oh, it's the season. But what about the season makes us do that? And I realized that it's my stress levels. Because I've said many a time, I'm an emotional eater. And the reason I haven't been going to the gym is because I'm at work, and the second I get off, my husband's like, hey, do you want to hit the mall? Do we need to go here? Let's go to Sam's Club because we got to get this stuff for this dinner. And you don't want to go way late in the day because then the lines are out the door because there's just so many people. And I live in Southern California, and that means there's going to be like hundreds of thousands of people on the freeway, and something that normally takes you 3 minutes to get there could take you 15. So stress. My scheduling, all of the events, the activities, making sure everybody was this. Did we get this person? Did we make sure we get all of those things? That stress level is why I was mindlessly eating, is why I wasn't getting to the gym, which I hate because I know when I get to the gym, I do feel better when I'm stressed out, but it was, we got to get this and we got to get that and this like time crunch. So now that that's over, and FYI, my husband's birthday is the day after Christmas. So like we have like 3 days of just intenseness. It feels good. It feels good to be like, all right, we're into the new year. I have it like all that's behind me now. And I can get back to my drinking my water regularly and getting to the gym at this time and not mindlessly snacking on things. But have you ever, do you think that was yours too? Like, was it a stress thing? Was it an availability thing? Cause it was so much more available.
Yeah, for me, it was definitely boredom and proximity. So things that I was eating, I would not normally bring into my home. And so I was not in my own space. And I think it's normal during this time of year to bring some of those things into your home. But I'm one of those people who are like, if it's there, I'm probably more likely to eat it. And then my pace of life really slowed down, and I just wasn't doing as much in a day. I'm off of school. I took off of workshops. I was at home just chilling with my family, watching TV with my mom. And so then I'm just like, oh, I think I'll go get another snack, and like not really listening to anyone's hunger cues, like really just the cue of proximity and boredom. So
Yeah.
Totally normal. And then, I think, okay, well, I know I'm going home on this day and I know I'm not bringing those things aren't in my space. So I'd really have to go out of my way to
Mm-hmm.
get some of those items. So there's going to be some more friction when it comes to the snacks. But that's where I really felt the most imbalanced was with my not planned meals. I was just like,
Okay.
totally not a part of my my normal routine, but it's fine. We're back. I don't want to say back at it because that sounds like negative, but it's just like
Well, no,
back to
readjusting.
normal.
Yeah, readjusting our balance again because I am so excited. For I keep saying this, but for those who are new, I am such a Potterhead. I love Harry Potter. I got my new planner for 2023, and it's all Harry Potter themed. But I'm getting it all laid out because I want to take off the weight that I put on this last year, and I have it like I'm laying out all of my things. And I took an extra day off today, so I get a 4-day weekend for this weekend of when we're recording, and I'm laying it all out. I'm like, okay, what am I going to get from the store? Because what's going to feel good next week when I'm back at work? I was even on the WW app this morning, and I went into recipes and hit snacks. That's all I did, and I started scrolling and saving things, and I'm like, ooh, I want to make that. That looks crazy good. You know what? I saw in there. That is something I've had in the past, but I never thought about this alteration of it. I love getting the Laughing Cow cheese and putting it on celery sticks. But usually I do everything bagel seasoning. And this said drizzle hot sauce on it. I was like, why have I never done that before? So that's on my list.
That sounds really good.
I know. Yeah, that's on my list for this week. But right, and like, I guess I'm really excited to find, get back into my balance and have that level out because it felt very out of control. It was not within my control these last 2 weeks. And so I want everybody listening to normalize that too, for all of you moms and parents out there and just people who get overwhelmed with the holiday. Guys, that was totally normal. Okay. That was totally normal. You are not the only one who had the extra sugar cookies or the butter cookies that I get obsessed with. It's cool, guys. We got new week, new year, new day. We're moving on. We're finding that balance again. And what's going to bring that? This is going to be a biodome reference. Getting back to that homeostasis, homeostasis. Let's get back to that level, right? Yeah.
You were saying snacks and I am a Laughing Cow, and it reminded me of something, a snack that I actually saved that I saw on Instagram. So the account that I found this was from Healthy Dog on camera for those that are watching on YouTube. Healthy Grace _WW. She made a post with the Laughing Cow and the Quaker tomato and basil rice cakes. So the Laughing Cow is 1 point, and then one of the rice cakes is 2 points. So for those watching on YouTube, you get to see. Ooh. Oh, whoops, awkward. Hold on, let me go back to it.
I'll also link in the show notes to this episode. I'll put a link to that Instagram as well.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So you have a visual, YouTube, yay! So I'm definitely I want to go to the grocery store like today and pick the rice cakes up because I have plenty of the Laughing Cows. So just I think that's a great way to get back into balance. Like you were saying, searching for snack recipes and things like that. It's like, okay, how can I meet myself where I'm at? If I'm in a snacking season, like let me find some fun snacks that are easier to fit into my points budget that I can look forward to.
Yes.
I think that's super important as well. But Rachel's so funny. If you saw her on camera, she's like, I have a thought. But I do want to say, well, now I just totally lost my thought. Oh, gosh, golly. Oh, I think if anybody's listening to us for the first time, or I remember we got like a request, or maybe this was on my personal Instagram, but someone was like, do you ever have a setback? Like, I just want to make sure I know that I'm not alone, or that, that you all mess up too. And I'm like, I guess I just always recognize that like everyone's human and everyone makes mistakes, or everyone like does something that they wish they hadn't, or like, no one's perfect. And so like, I kind of forget that there might be other people out there who are listening to us and like think that we might have it all together. And it's like, I never want that to be the message. Like, of course we do. Like, just because we might not talk about something every episode doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Like, just because we don't share our weigh-ins or like, oh, I'm up or down or this or that, doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Like, we are humans exactly like you. So of course, like, we have life moments that are imbalanced, or we have, moments that are really stressful, and we share about those things when we find it appropriate or relevant, and we protect our peace when it's necessary. But like, yes, we are totally humans, and so are all of you wonderful people listening. So you're never alone. Yes. Okay, Rachel.
I know.
What did you have?
I know. So when we were talking about like finding things that we like and adjusting it. Okay, my husband found at Sam's Club this year Reese's peanut butter popcorn. Ooh. I cannot tell you how glorious it is, but it's crazy high in points, and I know I can just reach for that mindlessly. And it, like the other day, I was thinking, okay, I don't want to not have this in my life. How can I still have this and not feel like I'm not getting any, or not feel so cranky about it? Oh my gosh, and it hit me. Because essentially it has like chocolate and peanut butter drizzle on the popcorn. So good. Dude. So I have the WW microwavable silicone popper with just kernels, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to pop those. I'm going to use my butter baking spray, which is a 0 point thing. And then chocolate peanut butter PB2.
Oh yeah, I have some of that, I think.
And then I'm going to shake it together, and it'll still have that flavor of chocolate peanut butter popcorn with like hardly any points to it. So I was so excited that I was like, oh my gosh, I can still have this snack in my life without as many points. So you know what I mean? So I still get the same sensation. Like if they want to keep getting it, that's fine, but I can still have that same taste and flavor and yumminess in my snack. Wow, so exciting.
You need to film that for a reel in TikTok.
That would be a good one.
Necessary. And you need to do it before I do it. Yeah. I might steal that content.
I know.
I love that. That is so brilliant. Like, I'm excited to try that now. But I think that's really something that can help with balance, like we were mentioning. Yes. And I've mentioned this in a podcast before. I can't remember what episode, but I love to ask myself every day, how can I be consistent today? So I feel like it'd be fun to mix in, how can I express balance today, or what would balance look like for me today? And you have to check in with yourself every day, because our lives look different every day. Things come up. I mean, of course, we've talked about routine, and there are some elements that we can maintain, but every day can be different. And so just checking in with yourself and asking yourself, what do you want it to look like? And recognize that like Maggie's version of balance is different than Rachel's version of balance, and every sun drop out here has a different version of balance, and that's okay. Like I said, we're all different, and then our own versions of ourselves from year to year are different, and there's totally room for that. For sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. So hopefully, everybody listening right now is considering, what does my balance look like? What is my homeostasis? What can I do? I don't know why there's like, can you guys hear that behind me now?
Yeah.
What? Like, where did they even come from? Our landscapers come on Friday, so I don't know where it's coming from. But hopefully, everybody is thinking.
You said they come on Friday?
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Oh no. Okay, well I'm gonna mute myself while you start our recommendations and goals. How about that?
Wonderful. Yes. Okay. So my star goal, y'all have been checking in, thinking, I know you've been thinking about, like, is Maggie maintaining her streak? And by golly, I sure have. So right now I'm on day 49. Which is super actually I should be I'm on day 49, which is awesome, at the day we're recording this. So my only goal is to just maintain my streak, which means I'm tracking at least one thing in my app every day. And then my recommendation, I'm wearing one of them right now. Whew, okay, I won't say everything at Lululemon is worth your money, because I don't know your life, your budget, and what you enjoy to put on your body. I will say that this All Yours cotton tee is worth every penny that I spent on it. Now, I did get my brother's military discount of 15% off, but oh my gosh, these are amazing. And I want to buy one in every color. So if you thought about getting anything from Lululemon, I recommend the belt bag, and then I recommend the All Yours cotton tee. Whew, so good. And a great
Maggie,
fit too.
If you have the link to that, send that to me so we can put that in the show notes. So it'll be easy for people to find. Yeah.
I will drop you that link.
Yes. Nice. Okay. Well, my goal this week is like I said, from getting out of whack the last couple of weeks, I want to start my day with water. I mean, I like starting my day with water, but I usually don't start it until I get to work. So I want to up that a little bit. So first thing in the morning, I want to have 20 ounces of water before I leave for work in the morning. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's, this is more than that, our little water bottles. But yeah, I just want to drink it as I'm getting ready. So before I even walk out the door, I've already consumed 20 ounces of water. That's my goal.
Yes, hydration queen.
Yeah. And then my recommendation, I actually have a clothing one this week as well. So it's so funny. A coworker of mine came into work the other day and I was like, where did you get those pants? They were leggings. They were like workout leggings, but she had it on with like an oversized flannel. They were so cute. She said, girl, Target has this like, it's a sports bra legging set, but they look like a knitted sweater. Oh, I know. Hopefully I can find it online too, and I'll post the link too, because they're so cute. Like you said, every color. I got it in lime green, and they have it in like 5 different colors, and I would really love to go back and get it. And the sports bra is like, because you know how sometimes they can just not feel like they have very good coverage. This one has really good coverage, so really excited about that. So that's like, yeah, Target. If y'all aren't looking at Target for some of your workout clothes, they got some good ones.
It's time, baby.
Yeah.
It's time.
Oh yeah. All right, Maggie, you got our quote for this week.
I do. The quote of the week is, balance is the key to everything. What we do, think, say, eat, feel, they all require awareness. And through this awareness, we can grow.
Yes. All right, guys. Woo! First one of 2023 in the books. Oh my gosh. Let's excited. Go. Yes. All right, friends. Well, it's time to say it. So thanks for dropping by.
And have a magical day.
And Bye. 2023.
Yay! You got it.
Bye.
Bye.